Thank you for listening and welcome to the Life Radio Show, a once proud member of the now defunct Eventide Entertainment Podcast Network. I'm your host, Don Smith. Top fan Autumn Hatcher is in as guest co-host. We talk on the phone with actress, comedian, and acting coach Kim Hopkins. We talk about penis fish. Don't miss that. If you enjoy the show, like and follow the Life 1069 on Facebook and Don Smith Comedy on Twitter, or tune in live on Tuesdays from 7 to 9 p.m. on WWSU 106.9 FM, or you can stream the show live at WWSU1069.org.
The brutal presence overwhelms me. The brutal presence overwhelms me.
Autumn Hatcher is in as my guest co-host. She's a local actress that I've had the pleasure of working with several times and almost being killed by once. You killed my wife. You didn't kill me.
I did, but I did get to eat your heart. So
you did get to eat my heart, which meant a lot.
Yeah, so yummy.
Well, Kim, it's good to talk to you. We'll go ahead and get started. This is the Life Radio Show, in case anybody didn't know why we just did that sudden no intro right into talking about stuff. But we'll go ahead and leave all that in there. We are not live in the WWSU studio today, and I'm going to talk in a minute about that because that might be done anyway. But we are at Wiley's Comedy Club showroom, recording here at the lovely Wiley's Comedy Club in Dayton's Oregon District at 101 Pine Street, Ohio's oldest comedy club. I just have to throw all that out there, just as cheap advertisement.
Oh, I love it though. Keep going.
I love that. I love cheap advertising. I like cheap everything.
That's perfect because this is a really cheap show.
Well, I'm not a cheap girl, but I like cheap stuff.
Okay, well that's fine. That's So anyway, I had mentioned something about being live in the WWSU studio. I do have to get something off my chest before we really dig into things. I've been broadcasting a live radio show from WWSU for almost 5 years now. And in 5 years, there have been 0 complaints, 0 FCC violations, and 0 reason for them to think they need to move me. But we have he's been terminated. There's an idiot DJ that I would not allow on my show that they gave his own show that decided that as an overprivileged white boy, he should be able to use the N-word whenever he wanted. Oh. So they kicked him off the air, as they should. And because here on The Life we tend to dance along the FCC line without ever crossing, because that's part of the fun, they've decided that they may not have room for my show on their station because of the actions of this little idiot. So I don't know for sure what's going on, but this might be one of the last shows to go out over WWSU. So,
oh gosh, I hope not. That's awful.
Well, that's what I liked about having the radio show, because everybody has a podcast. You know, with the radio show, it's an actual radio show, which is a little bit. I guess it's college radio, so it's not much better. But at least it's something. It's something more than just, it's a podcast. But
I got to say, I love watching you from home, and I get on there and I don't know. I mean, you guys could talk to me more because I feel a little lonely, but that's fine. At least I get to see you.
You have to come into the studio. You don't even have to. You have an open invitation.
Oh, do I?
Yeah, when we're live, you can just walk on in.
I'm just going to stare at you from behind the glass.
That would creep me out, but okay, that's fine.
Those sound pretty creepy.
Yeah. Well, this is a woman that once ate my heart, so.
Yes, that's true. And she's very beautiful. I did see a photo of her.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's why I invite her, and that and the good conversations. A lot of fun.
I get my looks from my dad, who is also Don Smith.
From your dad?
And Super Z. You are my dad.
Phew. You blew my mind for a minute. I was like, I would have had to have been awful young. I'm not saying it's not possible. It's just highly unlikely.
No, you were my dad once. Don't ever forget that.
Honestly, I did forget that because I've never seen any footage from that. What's going on with that, Evie?
No pressure.
No pressure. All right. Anyway, now that I've vented about my radio show, welcome to the show, Kim Hopkins.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm excited to be here.
Especially
now.
Especially now, because it might be my last show on the air. Is that?
I honestly don't think it's going to be your last show.
I'll keep doing the show. It'll just be a podcast without the radio part.
Okay, I'm going to keep my fingers crossed it stays on the radio for you.
Me too, because I kind of enjoyed that. But yeah, we'll see what happens. It's all in the hands of children. Really, because they're college kids that run the station. It's all in their hands now. Do they want the old hairy guy around still? Maybe not. That might be what this all is. It's just a ploy to get my old guy.
Oh, I doubt it. You're so much fun.
I hope so.
And what would Patrick do without you?
If Patrick he'd be curled up in the corner. He'd be in the fetal position. He actually quit doing his show so that he could keep being on my show.
Really?
Yeah, because he's my producer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I love Patrick. He's a good guy. Anyway, Kim Hopkins. we'll get back to you. Yeah.
Here I
am. So you are an acting coach and an actress and a comedian as well, I heard.
This is all true.
All guilty.
All true.
So tell us.
Guilty as charged.
Tell us a little about yourself. How'd you get started? We'll start with the comedy aspect of things. How you got going in that?
Well, my father and my stepfather were both comedians. My dad was pretty big. He used to headline in Vegas a lot when he was younger.
Oh, wow.
That was his whole life. Yeah, George Hopkins. So I did not get into it because of him. My stepdad, my mom liked comedians, so she married another one who ended up being yeah, that was fun. He actually stole my dad's material, so they didn't talk for years.
Wow. Stole your dad's material and his wife.
Yeah.
That's hardcore right there.
It was pretty bad for my dad, but he ended up with he married a girl 18 when he was 42. He was married to her until the day he died, and she took really good care of him.
Well,
it was really nice. But my stepdad ended up being a dramatic actor in New York, actually, and didn't follow in his footsteps either. I actually was acting, and my mother bought me a Groupon for a stand-up comedy class. And I went, and that was the end of that. I went to one class. And they said, we're going to be doing, some stand-up end of 4 weeks. You have to come to every class. And so I, of course, didn't go to any of the classes. The night before we actually went on the stage, I invited 42 producers, directors, casting directors that I knew.
Wow.
And I wrote something. Yeah, I was being brave. And wrote something the night before and got up and did it at the Laugh Factory, my very first stand-up.
You wrote something the night before. I have to know how that set went.
It went really well. It's actually,
really?
I believe, it's on YouTube. That's the only set that I have on YouTube. Yeah, it went well. In fact, the producer came up to me after the end of the show and said that I should have my own show, and it went really well. Not before. I was going up and down the back stairs and was going to leave out the back door. The bartender upstairs said, "You're going to be great." I could tell him. I was like, "No, you can't." He said, "No, I can. I see people every day." And I said, "Yeah." And then I heard my name, and I went on the stage, and it went well. It went really well. I was surprised. I did send it to my dad, who was blind by that point. He's no longer with us. And I sent him the video and held my breath because he had a tendency to be not so nice if he didn't like things.
Right.
But he loved it, and he was really pleased and happy, and so we bonded over that, and then I kept doing it.
Well, good deal. Yeah, it's great that you wrote the night before and untested material did well. That's always great when the new stuff works.
Yeah, well, I didn't say it was great. I said it went well.
Well, yeah. First time, well is great.
Yes, I wish it would have been. It wasn't. No, but I did get some really good laughs. It made me want to do it again, so that was good. And then I did the World Series of Comedy in Vegas.
Oh, okay.
And, yeah, that was fun.
I was actually in the World Series this year until they disqualified me because I owned a comedy club.
Oh no!
Yeah,
really?
Yeah. Joe Lowers, he said, pulled me to the side. He said, "Well, you own Wiley's now?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I don't think you can be in this." Like, come on, Joe.
Why?
Yeah. I guess they thought I could just book myself, and I didn't need this, because that's really what the World Series is about, is just getting comics booked and getting a little more exposure. And I guess he didn't think I needed that. So yeah, because I have trouble. I can't.
Right.
I sent in submission videos to festivals, and they can't book me because I own a club. It's weird. It's a weird thing. If you own a club, they make it really hard on you to get out to those things.
Well, stop telling people.
Yeah, I know. I need to do that. I need to be a secret club owner. That's actually the way I was supposed to be a club owner to begin with, but I won't go into that story.
Oh.
Okay.
But no, World Series was a lot of fun. I got to perform at Zanies out in St. Charles before being
neat.
disqualified.
Anytime you get to perform is good, right?
What's that?
I said anytime you get to perform is good.
Absolutely. Because I've been kind of locked into Ohio as far as performing, so Zanies was actually the first time I performed out of state. So that was exciting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Since then, I've been in Indianapolis a number of times, and several other. I've been able to get out more now. So.
Well, you have to come out to L.A.
Yeah, I can't afford it, but I'll try.
Well, if you do, take me with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Autumn's going. Autumn's in.
Yes, I'm in.
We'll do this.
Yes.
We'll do this. All right.
Yay.
So
I'll be in the front row.
Awesome. I will probably bomb. But but I always set myself up for that. That way, if I do well, it's like, okay, I didn't bomb. Good. Lower my expectations. So you did your first set. It went well. You already knew a bunch of producers and directors. So you started doing the comedy after you were acting already? You said, I think.
Oh yeah, it was about 10 or 11 years ago. It was right before my dad died, actually. So It was sort of bittersweet. But we did have about a year where we got to discuss it. He asked me why I didn't call him and have him help me on my first set. And then after that, I realized why I didn't call him and have him help me on my first set. He was pretty much still old school, like Catskills kind of humor. I didn't really want to do that. But I did that. I started modeling and acting when I was 2.5 years old in New York.
Wow.
And kind of continued off and on in the business. I would stop every time they'd ask me to take off my top and then start again thinking they wouldn't, and then stop again and then start again, stop again.
Yeah, well, we won't ask you that here on the show. we're not that kind of show.
It was just that. No, it was actually for the films, or
Right.
I would always be like, yeah, we're going to hire you, but you're nude in this scene. I'm like, no, I'm not really. So, which got me into the coaching aspect of it, and gave me a whole other outlet for having fun with acting.
That's good, because it is a lot of fun. I haven't done any of the coaching, but I've done a lot of acting, a lot for the state of Ohio, as much as I can get into when I can.
Yay! That's awesome.
Yeah,
you love it. You love it.
I do. I got bitten by I actually prefer stage, but I don't have the time for that. So.
Stage is amazing. I love theater. I just love doing theater, but it's not as easy to do it here. I mean, you have to really focus on, television and film or commercials, whatever.
Right.
But, it's fun here. But I love coaching people. I really do. I love coaching them, not just for their acting, but getting their careers going. So I started about 5 years ago with my company, Last Minute Audition, and I started coaching people for auditions. And then they bugged me till I started a class. So I started a class which is for acting and auditioning technique, and then also branding, marketing. And I help them get managers and agents and get work. And yeah, it's really fun. I enjoy it.
Wow. So you started into the coaching aspect of it to kind of get away from, to still be involved, but kind of get away from some of the actual filming and the.
I don't think it was as much that as it was. I was getting really, every time I would start to go back to work, I'd get really frustrated with how the business treated women.
Right.
So and also my son ended up in a play that I was in when he was 9, and someone asked him if he wanted to do commercials, and he said no, and they said, you can make a lot of money, and he said okay, and so 15 national commercials that year. I ended up hauling him around. Then he did. We worked together a lot on films and television shows, and then he booked a lead or a series regular role on a WB show. So I was on set with him every day, coaching him, and that was sort of what really took me away. And then I realized how much I loved that. And it wasn't really so much to stay away from the acting aspect of it as it was just comfortable for me. And I really like helping people. So, yeah. But then I realized a couple of months ago that I missed actually acting. So I started doing what I tell everybody else to do and got an agent and a manager and another agent and was back to work. And I actually booked a pilot as a series regular. So, yeah.
Good deal. Yeah, it's good you can get back into it and not. Hopefully things have improved somewhat as far as the nudity and all that and everything, getting hit for that all the time.
I mean,
you would think, but
I'm
probably
hoping.
Not. Men are pigs, so probably not.
It wasn't even men. There was a woman director who was doing a short film that was amazing. It was really brilliantly written. And I was all in, and then she called me and she said, there's one scene where you're going to be having sex with this young man, and you're going to be nude. And I said, no, I'm not. She said, no, we'll do something so we don't actually see you 100% full. I'm sorry. I said, we're not seeing it. You don't want to see me naked. I'm not 20. I'm just not 20. It is not. Nothing's where it used to be. And she was like, no. And I said, yeah, no. And that was it. And, I think it's part of our society. There's just nudity, and I don't think it should be a bad thing, but I just think at this point in my life I don't want to be nude on screen. My poor son, he's 33, he'd probably have a heart attack.
So I'm looking through your IMDb right now. Cheech and Chong's next movie just jumped out at me.
Oh my God. You know what? I just ran into Tommy the other day. I was at Casa del Mar in Venice having lunch, and I was walking out, and there he was sitting there, and I got to see him again. And I was like, this is incredible. He directed that film, and he was brilliant. He was one of the best directors I ever worked with.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
Cheech was Cheech. Well, he isn't anymore, but back then he was Cheech, and yeah, that's the guy that you saw on the screen was pretty much the guy that I worked with.
Oh, that's funny.
Fun.
Yeah. Tommy Chong hasn't been in Wiley's in a long time. We still have his picture on the wall, though.
Has he been here?
It hasn't been. It's been maybe 10 years ago, I think.
Wow.
But before I was involved with the club. So.
He looks great, and he was adorable. He recognized me right away, and it's been a while. Actually, the last time I saw him was about 5 years ago, and he was sitting at an outdoor cafe. And I walked by and I said, Tommy, and he went, Kim. He goes, oh my God, I didn't recognize you with your clothes on. See? Yeah, that was cute. There was a scene with Cheech and I where we were on a bed, and I was supposed to be topless, but yeah, after they shot the scene, they're like, your anatomy in his head. Like no, it's not going to work. I went, okay, that works. Thank you for that not being on the biggest screen. They actually did send me the footage, though. I have the footage, which nobody will ever see except for me.
That's an interesting thing to hear. Your anatomy and his head aren't a good match.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it didn't work. I didn't look at it, so I don't really know. But I'm just going to assume that they were right.
You didn't watch it?
Pardon?
You didn't watch it?
No, I couldn't know that. Autumn, when you come out here, you can watch it and tell me what it looks like.
Okay, I will. I'll give you full detail.
Full report.
Yes. I'll take notes and everything.
So what are some of your favorite projects that you've worked on?
Oh gosh. Well, I actually wrote, directed, and starred in my own film last year, and I think that was my favorite project ever because, yeah, I think it was my favorite project not just because I wrote it, but I had so much control And I mean, I got to do everything. So I learned so much doing that. I mean, actually, I went to film school. I went to New York Film Academy for film and to learn to direct. And just realizing all the work that goes into it, and then actually directing myself. And I found an amazing actor. So I think that would probably be my most favorite project, just because of all the work that was involved. But other than that,
you got to see kind of every aspect of it and how the whole thing comes together. I think was.
Yeah, I mean, I did audition other people to play the role. I wrote it for myself initially, but then I auditioned Roberta Basin, who played opposite Mickey Rourke in Barfly, for the role. And when she came in, she actually said to me, "I think you should do this part, Kim. I think it's perfect for you." She goes, "I know I shouldn't say that because I'm auditioning." And I said, "No, but let me see what you can do." And I think, I did make the choice to have somebody else do the part. But then after she said that, I thought, I should do it. But it was really interesting being on the casting side of it, which I've done before, but not as the director. It was really interesting to see how the whole process really plays out. And it gave me inspiration also to help other actors understand, as the director and the casting director, what people are actually looking for and what happens when they say they walked in and I knew that was the person. Yeah, well, I mean, when you see stand-up in the club, you know when someone's good and when they're not. You can tell right away. Yeah, so it was like that.
Sometimes I can tell before they go on stage that it's...
Really? Really?
Sometimes, like, oh, this is going to be a train wreck.
I feel like you were glancing over at me when you said that.
I think you do well.
Do you?
Yeah, I think you do well up there.
Oh, thanks.
I don't know, so I can't say.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'd have to say Hollywood Nights was probably one of the most fun and the best experiences. And I still have lifelong friends from that movie.
Yeah. Oh, I'm pulling that one up now. I'm trying to see if I've seen that one before.
Hollywood Nights? You've never seen Hollywood Nights? It's a cult classic, dude.
I don't think I have. Let me write that down because I will definitely have to check it out now.
It's it still holds up. It's a great film. I really enjoyed it. Sandy Helberg, Robert Wall, Stuart Pankin, Fran Drescher.
Wow. Yeah,
Tony Danza and Michelle Pfeiffer. You should watch. It's a fun little film. I think you'd like it. And the director, Floyd Mutrux, he was fun. It was a fun set.
Cool.
And lots of cool old cars, and it was really fun. It's a coming-of-age movie. It's really cute.
Where can we find Animals at if we wanted to check it out?
Yeah, I was wondering that, too.
You'd have to get that from me because I've got it in the festival circuit right now. I'll send it to you, and you can watch it.
Okay.
It's short. It's only 9 minutes.
Oh, yeah, short film, yeah.
Short film.
Short film.
Yeah. I did that, too, as a proof of concept so that I could get money to make the full feature film. And I've raised $3 million of the money, so I think I need another probably $2 million, and then I'll make the full feature. Everyone who sees it goes, "What happened? Why is she?" And I'm like, "Okay, got to make the movie." And you can see it.
So it's going to be a full length eventually.
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely, yeah.
Good. Glad to hear that.
That's super exciting.
That. Yeah, that is exciting. So I'll have to watch the short and then watch, because I was in one years ago that started off as a feature and ended up as a short.
How did that happen?
when he first made it, it was a feature length film, and then he decided to cut it down to a short film. I think it ended up being 20 minutes, and start throwing that out to festivals. That was actually the first film I was ever in. It was called A Monster's Mind. Oh. I played an attorney. I didn't have the beard at the time.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say, I haven't seen an attorney with a beard like that.
Yeah, but I played an attorney, and when it was a feature-length film, I had, it was a small part. When he cut it down to a short film, it was a pretty big role then, because most of what he cut out wasn't stuff with me in it. So I was like, oh, cool. I just got a bigger part and didn't do a thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It just went to a short, and I had to, instead of being in it for 5%, I was in it for about 25%. So.
Oh, Oh.
Well, see, the opposite happened with me in Hollywood Nights. I was one of the 11 original cast members, and I think I have maybe 2 lines on camera. The rest of it's off. You see me through the whole movie, but yeah. So you got lucky.
Yeah, I did. Because I was worried when he said he was going to cut a bunch out and make it a short. I was like, oh, there I go. I'm not in this one now. Because usually that's the way it goes. I've been cut completely.
I gotta say,
it happens.
Though, I love watching you act. Like, I really, truly enjoy it, so I can see why they didn't cut you.
Well, I appreciate that. I do.
Yeah. I mean, it's not just because I'm sitting here in your club with you,
right,
hanging out. That's not at all why I said that.
It was fun being on All Who Follow. That was fun.
That was fun.
Yeah. A little awkward with my estranged wife playing my actual wife. My actual wife playing my wife in the movie. But, yeah.
Yeah, that's another fun thing about acting. You never know who you're going to run into on the set.
He brought her.
I brought her. Here's the thing.
Oh, you did?
We had recently separated, and it was still at the point where it's like, well, maybe we can work it out. And she was looking for something to do on a Saturday. I had a film to do, and they were looking for somebody to play my wife. And I knew we were both going to get killed in the movie, so I sent her a text. I said, hey, you feel like dying today?
And he gave us no warning that there were any kind of problems, made things a little awkward, but it was fine.
She said yes?
She did. She went and she here the thing is, I told Autumn, I said, make her death as bloody as possible. I just want her drenched in blood.
And we did it.
I want to be able to see that for the rest of my life.
And here's what ended up happening.
We covered Dawn in so much blood.
I was completely drenched, and I think she had one little spot on her shirt.
She did.
Oh,
she did. Well, we really wanted to focus it on you because you were such an important part. I don't think you realize. I mean, it really is. It's a huge part in Michaela's character, Sadie. Like, it's this huge part for her. So you were.
I was the turning point.
You were the turning point for her, yes. So, like, we didn't want to give her much attention. Your wife gets none.
I'm going to get choked up now. I didn't even know.
You didn't know?
Important I was.
Yeah. Your heart is super important for Sadie.
Good deal. But yeah, it was a little strange. But what ended up happening is the film inside the trailer, which was us, that we were just going to film. We didn't really have anything set as a script for that. We had to ad lib, and it just turned into a very funny fight. It turned into kind of a funny argument about cleaning the house.
I feel like it was kind of a real fight. I mean, it sounded genuine.
Yes, it was a different experience, but I think she finally walked away because for filming my scene, basically Michaela had to straddle me for probably an hour and a half because we had to keep and I think that was all she could handle, all my wife could handle of this 18-year-old actress straddling me.
Yeah, that'd do it.
Yeah.
She had her bloody hands on your chest.
Reaching down in
to your armpit. Let's not forget your armpit got a lot of action.
My armpit, it will never be the same.
You're welcome.
It was a good time though. It was a good time. You know.
It sounds like fun, actually.
You guys were a blast to work with.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to have to take a little break. Even though we're just recording this, we're still going to pretend that we're taking a break because I like to.
Okay.
I like to pretend. It's acting. That's
it's acting.
We're going to act like
we're all here.
We're going to act like we take a break. I think since Tyler Carson's going to be my guest in the next hour, I think we'll go ahead and probably play some St. Mary, St. Michael. At least I'll edit that into the podcast later on. You know, since I'm just throwing all my secrets out there. I'm just destroying. Yep, I'm just destroying the illusion that this is going out live over the air.
I was going to say the illusion is gone.
Yeah, but really, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just save this part of the show, and then we'll come back and we'll record the next part in probably just a few minutes. So, Kim, when we come back, we're going to start covering some dumb news stories, things that I found just creeping down internet rabbit holes in the middle of the night with way too much vodka. So It's fun because it's like I'm reading these for the first time too. So
it's gonna get weird.
All right, so we will be back here shortly on the Life Radio Show. Stick around.
Now the clock says it's just past 3, but it must be broken. 'Cause I swear I have laid here for hours. My throat feels as if I've screamed all day, but I've barely spoken. And I don't see the point in starting now. Now I know I will not forget you, but I can't see your face so clear anymore. But those eyes, well, eyes just don't come in that color, or at least they should. Now the clock says it's 4:45, but my eyes won't open. I guess another restless night for me. And I'm stuck between needing to sleep to escape my emotion and avoiding dreams of only you. Now I know I will not forget you, but I can't see your face so clear anymore. But those eyes, well, eyes just don't come in that color. And it's not that I can't not love you, I've all but moved on with my life for now. But those eyes, they haunt me still. I'm not sure I could easily recall the shape of your smile, but that shade of blue, it stays with me. Now I know I will not forget you, but I can't see your face so clear anymore. But those eyes just don't come in that color. It's not that I can't not love you, I've all but moved on with my life for now. But those eyes, they haunt me still.
And I want to look him straight in the eye, and I want to tell him what a cheap, lying, no-good, rotten, four-flushing, low-life, snake-licking, dirt-eating, inbred, overstuffed, ignorant, blood-sucking, dog-kissing, brainless, dickless, hopeless, heartless, fat-ass, bug-eyed, stiff-legged, spotty-lipped, worm-headed sack of monkey shit he is. Hallelujah! Holy shit! Where's the Tylenol?
All right, welcome back to the Life Radio Show. Gosh, the stuff you guys missed when we were on break. And how about that song? Wasn't that lovely?
Oh, it's so great. I loved it.
We're back on the Life Radio Show. I'm your host, Don Smith, sitting in with my guest co-host, Autumn Hatcher. And on the phone, we are still talking to Kim Hopkins. She's having fun, I think, so she didn't have to run off. I've had some guests that at the break, they're like, we're done. I'm not coming back. But you're still here. We're good. Because we're enjoying talking to you, too.
I'm really having fun.
And on the break, I'm going to go ahead and start, since we already got started on the break discussing this news story. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to start off with that one since it's right here on the first page. Anyway, California Beach is arousing attention for attracting thousands of phallic-looking sea worms to its shores. The fat innkeeper worms, commonly known as penis fish, were spotted covering Drake's Beach in Marin County on December 6 after a major storm, according to the Bay Nature magazine. The worms survive in the muddy sand of low-zone mud flats by building U-shaped burrows, according to the Monterey Bay Aquarium. David Ford, who saw the hordes of them during a walk along the beach. Don't mess that up.
Nope.
Admits he's never seen such a bizarre creature, and to boot, so many of them. Yeah, so there are penis fish invading the beaches.
And they really look like a penis.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to look that up because I really want to see 2 miles
You
of
have
penis.
Seriously, it looks like
You want to see 2 miles of penis pictures. You
Yes.
don't get enough D pics sent to you, I think. That's
this is more penis than you ever want to have in your life. I mean, it's just a lot of penis-looking things.
Yeah.
It's 2 miles, but it's piles and piles and piles of them, and they actually look like a real penis if a penis could move around on its own.
That's really kind of terrifying, if I'm being honest.
And they squirt. Like when you pick it up and you touch it, it squirts.
they'll do that.
Man, when
They
nature
do that
mimics
sometimes
nature.
when they get frightened. They want to frighten a penis fish. It'll skirt and it'll get smaller. One thing you don't know about this show, Kim, is a lot of the point of this show is just to find an episode title, and I think we might have just found one with your words: 2 miles and piles of penis.
Perfect.
So that's a front runner for the episode title right now.
Oh, I love it. Somehow, I don't know.
Guys, I'm looking it up right now. I got to see this.
Yep.
Are you looking at it yet?
Autumn is itching to see the penis fish.
That could be another title, too.
Itching to see the penis.
Man. Oh, man, this is like what fills my inbox.
Yeah, well, penis.
Nobody wants to see these penis fish people.
Yep.
Nobody wants to see them.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yep, Autumn just needs her inbox filled.
Please, no. Please, no.
Oh, wow. Okay, where are we? 30 students were evacuated from a Florida school bus this week in what the driver reported as a possible, quote, hazardous materials incident. Half of the evacuated students from Buffalo Creek Middle School in Palmetto were treated on the scene for mild respiratory irritation after smelling a strong odor. All were transported to a nearby high school to be picked up by their families. All 30 students on the bus were accounted for and treated and released, according to the statement from the Parish Fire District. The odor turned out to be Axe body spray, which a student had apparently sprayed liberally on the bus, said Division Chief Mike Williamson. When no one confessed to using the spray, Williamson personally interviewed every student to sniff out the culprit. Axe body spray is apparently a hazardous material. I did not know that.
It's like, hey, kid,
Pretty
I think you're a
nasty
little
if you
guilty.
overspray.
Any of that is nasty if you overspray.
Could you imagine being the one to investigate the kids or like get a little closer?
Yep.
It was you.
Yep. That's a perfect job for Joe Biden.
No.
Was that wrong? I don't. He's creepy. He smells people. That's.
Yeah.
He would have been able to find him in a second.
I bet he's so sad that he wasn't there. He's like, I missed my chance.
Where's Joe when you need him?
Those lucky kids.
The kids were very fortunate.
They were.
That Joe Biden was not on the scene. An employee of a New Mexico Subway sandwich shop is facing charges after police say she robbed the place to teach another coworker a lesson.
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
Lorena Ariana Marin, 22, and her alleged accomplice, accomplice, I can't talk today, Angelo Ray Espinoza, 19, were arrested Monday night following reports of a robbery in Las Cruces, New Mexico. The Las Cruces Sun-News reports. Police said Espinoza allegedly stood by while Marin verbally and physically threatened the employees after hopping behind the counter. They ushered the employees to the back of the store, but one employee ran to her car and got away. Marin told officers she committed the robbery, quote, to teach one of the employees a lesson about what could happen late at night in that part of town. Marin and Espinoza are facing robbery charges. So it's an expensive lesson to teach right there.
Yeah, she was like, I was going to bring it all back. I needed them to know.
Yeah, I just needed more time. I was just about to get to the finale of the lesson. They would have all gone, oh, now we know.
And I was going to sign off. They were going to get a college credit. You ruined everything.
Get college credit for that one? That would have been perfect. Yeah. What was your major? Robbery, armed robbery.
Sign me up.
They should have that right state, because a lot of the administration's already good at stealing blind. Oh, is that my phone beeping? I hate that.
I thought it was.
I don't hear it.
Oh, okay, maybe it's not coming across the thing then. That'll work. But no, I have to throw right state out there every now and then. If they're going to kick me off the air, then I'm going to mess with their admin, because I used to work for those people, and they're terrible people.
It's like, this is a nice bridge. Let me burn it.
Exactly. Hey, well, they gave me the matches.
They did. So you're going to teach, or no, you're going to teach them a lesson. Like, this is what can happen when you give a man some matches.
Yep, in this part of town.
In this part of town, yes.
A camel, a cow, and a donkey. That's just not even a good way to start. A camel, cow, and donkey were found roaming together along a Kansas road. They have been booked to appear at a Christmas nativity scene. The trio will be celebrity guests Saturday during the holiday event at the Tanganyika. I don't even, Wildlife Park, the Wichita Eagle reports. Solly the camel, Gus the donkey, and Rufus the cow made headlines. They named them. Either that or they came in and said that was who they were. That's
I name everything likely. Too. So.
Okay. Yeah. I guess if they're going to give them celebrity status and make them star in the nativity scene.
They need a name. They need something, yeah.
And do the animals really star in the nativity scene? Isn't that scene about somebody else? Can you really say? Can you really say the animals are the stars?
Well, to some people they are.
Well, that's true. But
maybe they had like little cats that play like baby Jesus.
Like, baby Jesus.
They're all a star.
Okay, where was I? Law enforcement later determined that they belonged to an employee of the wildlife park, but not before posting that if they couldn't find the owner, they would be halfway toward a live nativity this Christmas season. The holiday event, called Happy Hoofa Days, is the first ever in the park, which normally is closed from mid-November through mid-March. So, Happy Hoofa Days.
Happy Hoofa Days.
Happy Hoofa Days. Guess where I won't be going?
To the Naki Haka Waka Haka Park, or whatever it was.
To the Hoofa Days?
I didn't catch all of that.
My son actually played a cow in his Christmas play. And so all the other kids are sitting there being good. This kid of mine puts his forehead on the floor and starts pushing it around like a little slug. I was like, what were you doing? He's like, I was eating grass.
I was grazing, Mom. I was grazing.
He was. He's 4. Let's just put that out there. He's 4. There's time to turn, but I doubt it.
No, he's a method actor.
He is. He acts just like me.
Yeah. Was he out on the lawn before the play just eating grass?
I tried to teach him a line. I was like, okay, whenever you're up there, go, moo, moo, I love my mom. He practiced all the way there, and then he blew it. He didn't say it one time.
It wasn't in the script.
It wasn't in the script.
Can't go off script like that.
Oh, man. I tried, though.
Yeah, it was a good try.
Yeah.
A Miami couple who bought a headline-grabbing banana duct taped to a wall have acknowledged the absurdity of the artwork, but they say they believe it will become an icon and plan to gift it to a museum. Billy and Beatrice Cox said in a statement that they spent more than $100,000 on the, quote, unicorn of the art world after seeing the public debate it sparked about art in our society. The conceptual artwork Comedian by Italian artist Maurizio Catalan was the talk of last week Art Basel Miami. The artist sold 3 editions, each in the $120,000 to $150,000 range, according to the Periton Gallery. We are acutely aware of the blatant absurdity of the fact that Comedian is an otherwise inexpensive and perishable piece of produce and a couple inches of duct tape, the Coxes said. Ultimately, we sense that Catalan's banana will become an iconic historical object. It's a banana. It's not going to become a historical object. It's going to become a rotten banana.
How are they going to keep that fresh?
Yeah.
Or, I mean, for longer than a year.
This is actually the 3rd time I have reported on this particular story. This particular banana. Yeah, because he put one up. It sold for $120,000. A performance artist came into one of the art museums where it was hanging on the wall, duct taped to the wall, pulled it off, and ate it. And it was as a performance art piece that he called Hungry Artist. So this guy taped 3 bananas to walls and sold them for $120,000 to $150,000 a piece as conceptual artwork. But one of them got eaten.
Okay, wait. So he took a banana and duct tape and taped it to an existing wall at an art gallery?
Yes.
So how do they sell that? I guess take the banana off the wall?
Yeah, I guess you just get the banana and the duct tape. You don't get the wall.
So you're going to take it home and dehydrate it?
$120,000?
$120,000 to $150,000.
I want the names of those people who bought that.
Those were the Coxes.
We've got lots of stuff to show the Coxes and see if they...
Billy and Beatrice Cox.
Oh. Well, they're going to be getting an apple and some duct tape from me.
Ooh,
perfect.
That's so nice of you because I would have charged them.
$200,000 though.
Oh,
I'm going to go with the kiwi because that's a little more unusual. You can charge more for that. I'm going $350 for the kiwi.
Yeah, it's a little fuzzy, right?
It's a little fuzzy. Yeah. A kiwi,
awesome.
And I want to use Scotch tape.
Do you think it'll hold?
If you use enough of it, or packing tape, we might have to go with packing tape. Yeah, because
as long as it's clear, so you can see through.
Right. Yeah, because you don't want to obscure the fuzziness of the kiwi.
Right, they're gonna be like, "That's a Dawn fruit if I've ever seen one."
Yep, that's a fuzzy kiwi.
That's a little fuzzy fruit.
Yeah. I'm going to tape 2 of them up there with a penis fish in the middle. That way. Yeah.
Oh man, you're gonna have like animal rights activists after you. Make sure it's already.
That's true. It'll be a sculpture of a penis fish. It won't. You can't use the real ones. Otherwise, I guess PETA would be upset.
How convenient! You have a ceramic artist sitting right beside you.
That's true.
You're right.
That's true. But you have to sculpt me a penis fish.
I will sculpt you a penis fish. And when people ask me, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Shh, it's for Dawn."
Yeah, that's just roll it. Just shape it. That's really all you
got to do.
You
make candles. That's how you make candles.
Perfect. So you're already experienced.
I am very experienced. Yes.
With shaping a penis fish.
Yes.
Dawn, I'm just out of curiosity. Have you seen that commercial with all the different pieces of fruit and vegetables that are not straight that they use for the erectile medication?
I have not.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, they got an eggplant that's pretty crooked and a cucumber. It says, if you're not looking the way you used to, you may have. I forgot the name of the disease that men get, but they can straighten it out for you.
ED.
Take care of it, right?
Yeah.
But it's hundreds of pieces of fruits and vegetables that are not proper.
Well, yeah, I guess you need a visual aid for that kind of thing.
In case you don't understand.
I'm going to send you that commercial just so you feel better today.
Perfect. Are you insinuating?
No, I'm not insinuating anything.
Okay.
Not me. Nope. Something you want to clear up for us?
No, I'm just... Phew. Hey, this is a tough crowd. I'm moving on to the next news story. I don't know about you guys.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
For reasons unknown, somebody is putting cowboy hats on pigeons in Las Vegas. Over the past week, there have been multiple reports of Las Vegas birds sporting various colored cowboy headwear, raising many, many questions. Who is doing this? How? Why? And are the pigeons okay? Pigeon rescue and advocacy group Lofty Hopes, whose slogan is a pigeon-positive movement. They have a group for everything these days, is working to find some answers. Mariah Hillman, who runs Lofty Hopes, told Huffington Post that several days of searching on Tuesday, they finally tracked down the pigeon in a red hat, which they've named Cluck Norris.
Cluck Norris. Cluck, yeah.
Koo Lamini Jane, who wears a pink hat, is still out roaming the Wild West. There's also reported of a brown-hatted pigeon on the loose as well, who apparently is unnamed.
Oh. Well, the last time I was on your show, we talked about pigeons. And
did we?
Adrian and I were going to have a food truck where we sold pigeon meat.
Right, that's right.
Yes.
I forgot about that.
Wait, what?
Yeah. You cannot have Cluck Norris.
Sure. Cluck Norris will live forever.
Well, that's right. That's right. It was the pigeon wings.
She hates pigeons.
We were gonna do. It was gonna be their own delivery system.
Yeah.
We would have pigeons delivering wings.
Yeah. So like, this is my buddy Cluck Norris. Enjoy.
Yeah, we might get a complaint on that one, but I don't.
Oh, well, we'll blame Adrian. It's her dream.
I think it's fun. Somebody's going around putting hats on pigeons. I think that's it makes for
cute.
Yeah, it's
These
adorable.
Pigeons must really love people.
But how are they getting them to stay on there?
Oh, double-sided tape. I'm a little softer than you.
No longer cute.
They're not walking around for too long. That's wrong. That's terrible.
That was wrong.
Yeah,
that was wrong. That was terrible.
I wonder if it gets in the way of their vision.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know how
they
see.
We'll have to contact High Hopes.
Yeah,
because
this might just be cruel.
It's a pigeon positive movement.
Yeah, I doubt it. They're being really mean to these pigeons.
Just a really weird slogan for any business. It's a pigeon positive movement.
Pigeon positive movement.
So you have to wash your car after a pigeon positive movement. A workplace bathroom sign claiming that employees must adhere to a strict time limit or else face a, quote, smell check is raising eyebrows. The bizarre sign, apparently an attempt to deter workers from taking long breaks, was posted on the bathroom door of an unidentified place of business per a photo shared on Reddit. If in the bathroom more than 10 minutes, a smell check will be completed to ensure employees are not just sitting on their phone. One part of the sign reads, it continues, if it does not stink, employee's name will be reported to the office. Again, we're back to Joe Biden. I don't know how that... maybe just spray some Axe body spray around in there. It might be a little easier.
Who's going to go in there and check? That's disgusting.
I don't know. I don't think I will ever walk into the bathroom at the comedy club to make sure my employees are actually doing what they're in there to do.
I think you might walk in the back. Okay, ladies.
Yeah. You want to get on out there?
Time to come out. Smell check.
Yeah, not creepy at all.
No, not creepy. Not creepy. You're just making sure you're getting your money's worth out of these workers. Sorry.
Exactly. I don't want them in there on their phones all day.
No.
Stinking the place. Okay, I think we're going to do one more news story. Let me find a super fun one. Maybe, I don't know.
Ooh.
We'll find something in here. This is a good advertisement for somebody that enjoys coffee. Somebody might want to jump on this opportunity. A coffee company is offering $5,000 and a free trip for an unusual 1-week dream job, serving as the, quote, coffee queen. Javalia Cafe said the coffee queen will spend 1 week living in Scotland's Carlowry Castle, with a full complement of servants, including a chef and a butler. The company said the winning applicant will receive free travel to and from Scotland and will be paid $5,000 plus $2,000 in spending money for the week. Javalia believes a queen is anyone who transforms into the most confident version of themselves after that first cup of coffee. They speak their minds, are self-aware, and aren't afraid to make fun of themselves, the company said. Interested prospective monarchs are being asked to submit 250-character mini essays on why they would be ideal for the position. Do you have any takers? Any coffee queens?
Well, I don't really like coffee.
I could do that.
Do you transform into royalty after that first cup?
You know I do. I head right to my throne.
There you go. That's the good thing about coffee. Just don't do it at work or somebody will come in with a smell check.
Smell check. Like, yep. She had dark roast today.
Yeah. Sometimes we get weird. How have I lost everything? I had all my sheets just went everywhere, and now I'm totally... Okay, I'm back.
I heard that.
I
heard them go everywhere.
Yeah, that's... So we've only got a couple minutes left. This has been super fun. I hate it when we have so much fun that it flies by this quickly.
Oh, yeah.
But this has been a blast. Awesome. Do you have any social media you want to throw out there? Any websites that you want to advertise? Any projects you have coming up? I know you're trying to get more money together for animals.
Yeah.
As opposed to putting hats on pigeons, different animals.
I am not putting hats on pigeons. LastMinuteAudition.com is my website. The Kim Hopkins on Instagram and Facebook. And I'm wanting to get the word out there that I'm helping actors all over the world right now via Skype and getting them working. And so. That's what I want to get out there. I mean, I do have two every month. I offer 2 veterans and 2 handicapped artists a month of free acting classes, and at the end of every month we shoot for their reel, so they have footage that they can put together. So every month, 2 veterans and 2 handicapped artists get to come to class for the whole month for free.
That's
awesome.
Incredible.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being on the show. This has been a lot of fun. It's been a great pleasure to get to talk to you.
Yeah, you guys are awesome.
And we will have to do this again. We will definitely have to get you back on here to do some more crazy stuff with us.
To talk about 2 more miles of penis.
Right. As soon as the next couple miles of penis show up,
we're bringing it back.
I will not be there, but I'll be on your show.
Well, thanks so much. This has been awesome. Kim Hopkins, thanks for joining us. Autumn, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in as guest co-host. And
thank you.
We have another hour with you,
yeah.
with Tyler Carson of St. Mary St. Michael.
Ooh.
So, yeah. We're going to get him to play some tunes for us, too, I bet. All right. We'll be back here in a bit. Thanks for listening to the Life Radio Show. This has been fun. Thanks for listening to the Life Radio Show podcast. Check it out wherever you listen to podcasts. Remember, if you want to listen live, we are on Tuesdays from 7 to 9 p.m. on WWSU 106.9 FM. You can also stream the show live at WWSU1069.org, and we go Facebook Live at the Life Radio Show's Facebook page. If you have suggestions or comments, feel free to email thelife1069@gmail.com.
Presence overwhelms me. The brutal presence overwhelms me.
Don't stop. Ooh, don't stop. Keep going. Keep going. Just like that.